Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a bit of a different video. I actually have been thinking about doing an apartment tour for a few reasons. The first reason being that I'm actually moving out of my city apartment in February, same as my housemate. We're both moving out and we've been here for about 4 years almost. So there's a lot of memories here. It's the first time moving out of home. So yeah, I just kind of don't want to, forget any of the memories here, and I thought the best way to do that would be to film a video. So I'll just take you around the apartment, show you everything. Not that there's a lot because it is still a smaller space, but honestly we've made this place really cozy and feel like home, and I think we're gonna miss it a lot, but on to bigger and better things. Let's do it. As you enter the apartment, it's actually quite a wide hallway, and you turn to the left of the apartment, so not much to see here, but basically a clothes rack and then a shoe rack for both of our shoes here. It's a little bit messy, but I can't really do any better than that, honestly. And then we've got just a fake plant for just to liven it up a little bit in this corner. Then over here we've got all my books. So as you can see, I'm an avid reader. Honestly, if I had more space, I'd probably have more books. But since I knew we were leaving here soon, I have kind of stopped buying for the rest of the year, which has been a bit hard. But in saying that, anyway, I'm ranting, so let's move on. So first on the desk, we've got this frame that I got when I was in Melbourne, probably over 5 years ago now. And then I've got just some pencils, pens, all the typical desk stuff, I suppose. And there's my housemate's laptop and computer here with calendar. And then, yeah, as I said, all the books here, which is going to be a lot more of these. Stay tuned. This way, actually, this is perfect timing because the lighting is really nice in here now. But basically, here's my couch. You do not want to see any further down than that because Cora, one of my cats, has absolutely teared into the couch, so I'm actually really looking forward to getting a new one, which I've already been looking at for the new place. Then we've got our trusty Kmart coffee table, which I'm telling you, I don't know how it survived this long, but it has, so we'll just keep it until we move, and then I think that's going to be the end of it because it actually is falling apart. You can't even tell. Also, we've got a window there, so that's nice. Let some light in. There's Roku. Chan. Hi, baby. Perfect. And then we've got the entertainment unit here with my TV, and then I've got Google Home. I shouldn't say Google too loud because it's going to register. And a little coffee table book, and then a frame of me and my dad. So that's all nice. And my lovely plant here, which needs some watering. Since we're moving out in February, I decided to start cleaning out some of the cupboards and things like that. So this one has been a little while since we've cleaned that out. And I thought this would be a good opportunity to kind of clean it out, see what I'm keeping, and then work out what's mine, what's Alan's. So then we can separate that as well. And then hopefully it won't be so difficult when we move because it'll all be kind of sorted a bit, sooner than later. So, for example, there was just cords everywhere in here, and now my switch is all packed up because I haven't been using it at all. I don't even know if I'm going to keep it, but at least now it's like I can just grab it and go. It's a bit unsightly, but the tissues, because it's a good spot for it. My DVD player, which again I'm not using very much, but I'm not going to put it anywhere else, so keep that there. It is empty at the bottom there, but the thing is, the only thing about this unit is that I kind of don't like having all this stuff on display because I find that it can start looking a bit messy. So I'd actually prefer to just kind of keep it really minimal, almost empty for now. And then when I move to the new place, I'm eventually going to get it's a bigger unit, but I'm going to get one that's just got cupboards, as in so it's all closed, I suppose. And that way I feel like that looks like a lot neater. Even if it's neat inside, and you can't, you can see it's fine, but I'd prefer it to all be closed. And then this cupboard here, I've got all my DVDs and the remotes and just other bits and pieces. But I have gone through this one recently. So everything in here is all sorted. That Google Home's actually Alan's, so when he goes, he'll be taking that and that. But I'll just leave it there for now to make it a bit easier. And we'll move on. So then we've got a bit of a mess up here, but hey, keeping it real. So here's just our dining table. And then this way we've got the laundry, which again, don't want to go in there. Fridge, kitchen, all those types of fun things. Honestly, we've been pretty lucky to have had an island bench in our kitchen. I think that within our price range, usually you wouldn't find such a nice, spacious kitchen, in my opinion. Anyway, so this is the other side of the kitchen. Are you hungry? Is it dinner time? Okay, around here. Then if you go into here, we've got my bedroom. Honestly, I'm obsessed with this quilt cover, which is actually from Kmart, but I just love this like kind of berry gingham color at the moment, and I feel like it looks really nice in here with the wood and the cream. So it's probably a little bit minimalist, but again, like I am renting and you're not supposed to put anything on the walls here in Australia, or in Adelaide at least anyway. So just kept it a bit more minimal, but it might be a little bit different in the new place. Then I've got my wardrobe here. So I've got a double wardrobe with mirror here. So that's, yep, the vibe. And my lovely plant that my housemate bought me a couple of years ago is absolutely thriving in here. So love that. Got my window in here. It's a bit messy there. But yeah, my chest of drawers is here. And then I actually kind of love this little section here. So a few knickknacks, a few sort of self-help books there. And my Lei vinyl that I got at the Sydney Opera House when we went to see her live, which is pretty special. There's a little camera. And then some of my bigger books here. So my Throne of Glass, I suppose collector's edition, which is pretty special because it's one of my favourite series. And then the complete novels of Jane Austen, which I feel like is more for decorative purposes at this point, because that's going to be a heavy book to read. But I will get to it at some point. Just two of my perfumes there, and then my salt lamp, which I put on every night because I love the glow. It's quite nice. Then a photo I took at Milford Sound in New Zealand, which is kind of nice to have here. This little bobblehead, which I got when I was over in Europe last year, just my charging area, and that's obviously messy down there, and pretty much that. And then I've got another cupboard here, which we're not going to even look at the moment. And then my bathroom, which again, a bathroom's a bathroom, but it is quite good. It's quite a lot of, it has quite spacious cupboards. I actually haven't even filled all the cupboards up, which is probably a good thing because it's pretty easy to fill up the cupboards if you've got the space to do so. So, yep, so all the regular stuff here, shower, toilet, sink, all of that. And I would show you my housemate's room, but he's not home at the moment and hasn't probably cleaned up maybe to the extent that he'd be happy for me to show that on YouTube. It's going to be exciting because when I finally move, I can then do an empty house tour of my new place. And when I start buying the furniture and styling it and everything, I'll take you guys along with me so you can see how I do that as well. So that's really exciting. And yes, I'll explain more of the details of me moving probably a bit later on, as it's still, 6 or so months away. So that's pretty much my apartment. So I hope you guys liked this video. It's something a little bit different for the channel. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.